Do you want to know how to analyze Metricool data to improve your social media marketing strategy for Facebook? In the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about how to know what works using Metricool data analytics. My name is Elise Nelson, and I help tech challenge makers build a profitable e-commerce brand. Thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel where I offer lessons that are 15 minutes or less to help you grow your e-commerce shop. In this Facebook social media marketing training, I'm going to share with you all about using Metricool to analyze data for your e-commerce business. But before we jump into this maker lesson, I'd love to know how often you look at the data and analytics for your Facebook business account. Leave a comment and let me know. All right, so let's jump right into Metricool. So once you get logged into Metricool, you're going to go to the Evolution tab and then Facebook. And I want to point out a few awesome things that you don't want to miss when you're looking at your Facebook data and analytics on Metricool, and then we'll jump into how to analyze this information. Okay, so number one, you can change your dates up here. I recommend always looking at the same time period. So I like to use the last 30 days, but you can certainly look at it in other ways. Just keep in mind if you do something like current month, that there are some months that are 28 days and some that are 31. So you're actually not comparing the same time period. So just keep that in mind if you decide to do something like by month. You could also do by week. Of course, 7 days compared to 7 days would also work. But keep the dates in mind. Make sure whenever you're analyzing your data, you know what dates you're looking at. So that's the first thing, is that you can change your dates. The next thing is that you can show and hide specific metrics. And I want to show you what this looks like. So when they are dark, they are being shown here in the graph. When they are light like this, they are not. So I'm going to turn on all of these analytics, and you can see here it's making it look like this is one solid thing. I can't even see the purple at all. It's making these lines really flat because there's such a difference in the numbers. Like this is 23 and this is 7,000. So if I turn off these 7,000, do you see how suddenly this pink one is so much bigger and you can see the highs and lows so much easier? If I turn that off, suddenly the purple one has all these highs and lows. And so by turning these on and off, you can better analyze your data. The purple is not actually flat the way it appears when this one is on, right? So by turning these on and off, you're going to be able to better visually tell what's going on with your data and analytics. The next thing that we want to look at is your table versus chart. So if we scroll down here, you can see I'm currently looking at this as a chart. But if I click on View Table, now I can actually see my percentages all laid out. And so keep in mind that how you're viewing the data is going to make it harder or easier for you to know what you're looking at. Next, we are going to look at how we can download a CSV. So if you look down here, this is all of your posts that are being analyzed. You can actually download this as a CSV, which means you'd be able to have this on a spreadsheet that you could then hold on to and keep. So you could compare these easily when you're not on Metricool. You can also change which columns are shown by clicking this column and checking and unchecking these boxes. I typically leave these all up, but it's definitely something that you can do. And then you can also sort by column label. So if I wanted to sort by my most comments, if I click on comments, you see how it started at 0? If I click on it a second time, here's my most commented post. So this is a way for you to analyze the data and really pay attention to what kind of engagement you're getting on each post. You can also search. So if you know that there's a specific post that you want to analyze and you know what words are in it, you could put in a word here to search for that specific post. All right, so those are all the awesome things that you need to know about looking at this data. So now let's actually jump into the data. We're going to look at our followers to start with. So we have our total page likes right here. So this is the page likes. Then we have the new page likes. So this is during this time period, how many new likes did you have? Now you can see on this one it's a negative. That actually means that you lost likes on your account during this time period. You also have total followers, which is right here, and then total impressions. And impressions are the total views of your content. So one person can be counted more than once. Like let's say I look at one post and then I look at another post. I would be counted twice in your impressions. So it's important to understand this is not the number of people, this is the number of times your content was viewed. So that is all about your followers. Then we can look at our page activity. So your total page visits is here. So this is how many people went to your actual page. So not looked at specific posts, but went to your page itself. Okay, so then if we scroll down a little bit, you're gonna come to here where it says clicks on page. You can see this button that says call to action. So this is going to be the actual button that you have on your page. and if someone clicks on it. You can use this to calculate whatever your button is. So if your button is to go to your website, then you can calculate it that way. But if your button is to go to, say, your group, which is what mine is, then it'll tell you how many people clicked on the button to go to your group. So you can calculate your page visits to your button action. So if I know this is 0, but let's say that this was 10. If I had 10 call to action clicks and my page visits was 23, in order to click that call to action button, they have to be on my page. So 10 out of 23 would break down to about 1 out of every 2 people that visits my page actually click my button. So this is a way for you to know how many people do I have to get to visit my page before someone will actually click that button and do whatever my button is. Now if I scroll back down to clicks again, you can see we've also got the website button. So the website button clicks is actually going to be on your page where it says your information about your business. It'll actually have a place where your website is linked. So it's not actually a button, but if you click on that, that's what's counted here. So same thing. If I know I have 3 website button visits, oh, and it does say page visits here, so I don't have to go back to the top. So 3 out of 23 people clicked on to visit my website when they went to my page. So this is really valuable information to know what you've got to do to get people to come to your website, right? From your Facebook page. So then if we look back up here under page overview growth, you can see we have the daily page views. And so this is an average. They've taken the total views for this time period and they've broken it down by day. So if you are comparing different amounts of time, so let's say you're comparing month to month, you can always look at your daily page views and those numbers can be compared because it is actually the same time period no matter what quantity of time you're actually viewing. So we've got our daily page views and this is going to be the total views of your page. Again, one person can be counted more than once. We also have our average daily page likes, and this is the same thing. You can compare this because it's all by the day, and it is going to tell you the number of times that someone liked your page. So you can calculate page views to page likes. So if we know that the average daily page view is this, and then we say how many page likes we got, you can figure out how many page views each day you've got to get the number of likes that you're looking for. So it takes so many page views to get one page like. Now before we jump into the rest of this lesson, please like this video. Also, be sure to stick with me to the end of the video to learn your challenge for today and implement what you've learned. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our demographics. I'm going to scroll down here. And our demographics is something that I think we overlook a little bit sometimes. This is going to give you information about your audience, right? So male to female ratio, you're going to be able to see what country they're in, what city they're in, and these can be used to narrow down your target audience, your ideal customer. So if you know that most of the people that come to your Facebook page are in, say, San Francisco, then you can use that to target ads, you can use that to target all sorts of things by knowing that information. So make sure that you take special note in any changes to this, because it can indicate a change in who your content is appealing to. So let's say you've made a shift and now your ideal client is not the one you're attracting by your content. You really need to know that. Or it could indicate that you don't know who your ideal client is. So it can help you realize I need to change who I'm focusing on. So pay special attention to the demographics because it can be really helpful in targeting your ideal customer. Now, if you want more help with your e-commerce brand, be sure to subscribe and sign up for notifications on this YouTube channel where I offer lessons that are 15 minutes or less to help you grow your e-commerce shop. All right, so let's talk a little bit about engagement rate. So if we come down here to our posts section, you will see the engagement rate. The engagement rate is the number of interactions per 1,000 followers. This is another one that you can use no matter what time period that you are using up here, because it is going to be comparing 1,000 followers to 1,000 followers regardless of what time period you are in. The next one we have is interactions, and this is going to include your reactions, comments, shared, and clicks. So this number is the total of these things here, okay? That's all I'm trying to point out here. We also have our total post impressions. So this is specifically to your posts. So if you compare this number to your impressions from up here, you'll see they're different numbers. That's because the impressions at the top include page impressions, and this only includes post impressions. And so this is going to tell you how many people actually looked at your posts. So you can again look at the number of impressions and the interactions. So if I have 933 impressions, I'll get 58 interactions. Again, this number will fluctuate, but this will give you an idea of what it takes to be able to get those interactions. All right, so then we have our average reach per post, which is right here. And so this is telling you for each post, you're going to get this many people to see it. The reach is a calculation of the number of people. So this is going to tell you how many people actually look at your post, as opposed to impressions, which is going to be the number of times your post is looked at. We also have average page likes, which is up here at the top. Let's see. Likes per post. So here's our likes per post. This is actually your average page likes per post. And then we have average comments per post back down here. Right here. And then average shares per post, average reactions per post. So again, these are all per post metrics that you can compare the number of posts you have, the average reach per post, to these numbers, okay? So this is going to be a way for you to compare posts instead of compare time. And then you can also do a comparison with time where you can do the average posts per week, which is going to be in our page overview section. So posts per week. Then we also have posts per day, which is right here, daily posts. And then we have daily reactions. So if we look at back down here, daily reactions is going to be right here, daily reactions. So this is in our interactions under the posts. We also have daily comments, which is right here. And then we have the average shares per day. So by knowing these daily numbers, you can know by each day what you can expect to get, assuming that you're posting consistently and that every day you're posting the same number of times. So today's question was, how often do you look at the data and analytics for your Facebook business account? Leave a comment and let me know. Be sure to watch my last YouTube's video about how to increase Instagram engagement rate using Metricool to analyze data. In the next video, we'll be discussing how to increase Twitter engagement by understanding and tracking social media posts. If you're ready to start tracking your Facebook analytics with Metricool today for free, the link is in the description. Be sure to take a look at your Facebook stats and determine how many page likes, reactions, comments, and shares each post generates. That's your challenge for today. Go take a look at your Facebook stats. Then decide how often you plan to post to reach your goals. Because once you know these numbers, you can determine how many times do I need to post if I want this many people to see my stuff, if I want this many comments. I'd love to hear what you discover. Feel free to leave a comment below and share. And don't forget to live your dream every single day. I will see you in the next video.